Hello, good evening. I'm not sure everything's working today. So just somebody come on. I know there was a comment on there, but I couldn't actually get it to start. So anything is possible. So if you're there, please do say hello. Someone sent me a message. There's a reason for this. I had somebody with me on Wednesday. You saw Ruth, and we were playing about with the settings, and I got a feeling we've tried to stream something so it comes up ahead, and I don't think it's fully working. So hopefully people will find me now. Anyway, yeah, Shaz, hi, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, just a little bit of a glitch there. When we had Ruth here, she was trying to get me to do something, and she was trying to help me with things, and I think we changed the settings somewhere. So I'm not quite sure. Everything seemed to have a bit of a glitch there. Anyway, you're here and you're with me. So tonight is all about casing the catalogue. So I have just posted up a little link to something that I was creating this morning. So I'm going to get you down onto the table. I'm going to show you my wreath. I was really, really proud of this. I haven't quite done the hanger yet because I need to adapt it for the door knocker. But this was my wreath that I made today in a little group over in the next village. Really, really pleased. And 23 ladies all making, and everything looked really differently. YouTube says it's still waiting. Yeah, Ruth was trying to help me so that it comes up as a preview, but I don't think it's going to work. So this one should stream to both. Oh, Marilyn, you're on YouTube. That's great. Hi. So we'll get that sorted. I think I'll just stick to what I know and leave it back, but I don't know what settings we changed now. So anyway, we'll try and get it changed. Anyway, I'm just showing you my wreath from today. And so I thought this evening I would continue that, the wreath theme. So I do have a wet wipe because obviously it's a bit wet on the bottom of that. So I just sort of wipe the table down. And I was sitting there looking at the catalogue and thinking, well, what shall I make today? And there sitting, staring me in the face, was I'm going to move you in now just so you can see the table better. There we go. Move that along. I like square lines. There we go. So staring me in the face was a wreath on the Mini Catalogue. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to case this one because I really like it. We haven't had a go with this one yet. So let's just pop that out of the way. We're going to start off. We need some thick white card. So I'm going to make a blank, which I've got in here. So you know this is half a sheet of white. You can score it down the middle and then cut across the edge. When I tend to make a card, I tend to put the spare one in the back. So that's really helped me today. So next we're going to go on to a layer. So that card we saw there has a whisper light, basic white layer. I'm on YouTube watching. Yes, I can see. I can see, Marilyn. I can tell exactly who's on YouTube and who is on Facebook. Because one's in red, the names come up in red, and one comes up in blue. Now, I want to make these a little bit shorter. There was a border around this. Now, I'm going to make this about 1/2 centimetre less. Or shall I make it 1 centimetre? I'll make it 1/2 centimetre for now. I can always take it down a bit if I want. I'd rather have it too big and trim it than do it too small and not have enough. Okay, so this is 1/4 of a sheet, but taken down by 1/2 centimetre. This is a little bit wider, so I'm going to do this to another sheet as well. Take that one off as well. So that's ready for another card. Okay, so that I think is all our cutting for now. We are going to have the base card there. We're going to have this one coming as a layer. We are going to do some die cutting in here. So I need to get out my, with a wreath, this one. It's not a wreath actually per se, this is the arc here. Now I had some ladies with me the other day and they were using these ones and die cutting them. So they have got the dies with them. So we're going to need that one out tonight. Magnets are so strong I can't lift it off. I've just done my nails today because they were flaking and they were awful. So I've done those this afternoon. So this is going to be our stamp, and that's one thing I didn't pick up with the blocks. So we're going to have that one to go with that die. And we're going to have the sentiment was Peace on Earth from the other set. This one here. But I might think, what should I put? Deck the Halls. I think I might do Deck the Halls instead. So let's get that one out as well. So both of these they are in the sale. So they are on the last chance list. One has got some dies reduced, and I can't remember which one. It was priced incorrectly on the list that we had. I will come back to it because it would be the same in both markets. So just a sec. This one here, I wrote down in the bottom to say that the German version of the Noel dies had 10% off, and they were £24.50 in our currency. But I'm sure they have got the reduction. I'm not sure. I've marked this one as the 30% at £24.50. So I think there's 10% off these ones here. So if you're interested in those, just pop the codes in, and then we can see which one it is, and also if they are still in stock. So much is disappearing out of stock. Lost the stamps, okay? The stamps have gone onto the back of the catalogue. So let me get those blocks first, and then we can sort that out. So, have a variety of sizes. So we're going to pop this one on here. The stamping mat works really, really well. I am going to use the bigger block for this one. So use that one. This is the sentiment. That's Peace on Earth. I want to deck the halls. I hope it's not already out. No, it's not. That one there. Pop that one back in and get deck the halls. They look the same sort of shape, don't they? So deck the halls, and we're going to pop that one on. And we don't need that one. So that's going to be for the dies in a sec. Now we're going to do this bit first. So I'm going to use that other half a sheet of card here. I know, it was funny, wasn't it? Hilarious. But you couldn't see both our heads. You could only, because of where I am now in the corner of your screen, because we were both sharing a camera, it was like we had to join in the middle to let you see. But it was fun, and it is something I'd like to do again. I'm sure we can hitch up remotely as well. I've just got to find out how we can do it. And Jackie's getting back into a system. She's been trying to get back into doing her lives. So it might even be I can latch up with Jackie. So, hey, they're the experimentations waiting to be done. So I'm just inking this up with my Memento Black. Okay, we've done quite a lot of embossing recently, so I wasn't going to emboss tonight. These do look gorgeous embossed and then coloured in. So I'm just tapping it. I've got my Stampin' mat underneath here. Stampin' Pierce mat, they call it. But I'm going to leave a big enough gap to be able to get a die between them. Okay, so just press on there. Okay, and then the third one. So what I'm going to do is make 3 of these and make them into a wreath. Okay, I think I have had a go at doing this, but I can't remember. I don't think I did it on a live. I will die cut them, and then we're going to do some colouring again with the Wink of Stella that's used as a water brush. So I'm going to chop that off. Take that off the edge here, leaving enough for the die. Okay, and get that out of the way. That on the chair. No sign of smudge tonight. So I've got the little baby here, the baby machine, and so I'm going to use the die here. So I'll just chop those with the scissors, get some big scissors. So how is everybody doing with their Christmas cards and their Christmas gifts? I'm no further forward. I've got my ever-growing pot of the diamonds that are the waste from the crackers is continuing, and I have a long car journey that I'm going to be making some things that have been ordered, so I've got a commission for those. So I need to crack on, but I can do work in the car. I had some tape on here, so I'll use that. But as for making those cards up, they're going to be a lap tray job. Yes, Gillian, we did have a bit of an issue. I did just say at the beginning, just with some connection. We tried some different settings when Ruth was here on Wednesday, and things. She was trying to help me to get things to go automatically, and it didn't quite work tonight. So I will have a test. I've got a private test group. I will do some jiggling in there and see what happens this week. So it's been a really cold day over here. I don't know how everybody else has been, but yeah, very, very cold today. Even the Amazon driver said, no, not Amazon, it was the supermarket delivery. He said that it was starting to get icy, freezing. So yeah, not good. But hey, we're into winter now. Soon be December. So that's my third one, my last one. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Get rid of those 3 into the bin and pop that to one side. Okay, put this on the floor for now. So we're going to start by colouring those in. And I'm going to use the colours that are on the catalogue as well. So I'm going to bring my mat back and just have these laid out because it's quicker. Okay. And we're going to use the ink pads here. So I've got cherry cobbler. Well, actually, we don't need cherry. We're going to put some gems on there, aren't we? So we'll leave that. We've just got the 2 shades of green. I'm going to copy as per the catalogue. So if you've got your winter catalogue, winter has arrived for sure. Absolutely. So this is the shaded spruce. If I bring them down, shaded spruce there and old olive here. Okay, I do want the lids actually. So if I squeeze that a little bit harder, I'll get more into the lid. So that's going to be that one. I opened them as though I was going to stamp, sorry. Squeeze that really hard. And there we go. I've got a little bit. If necessary, I can get some more out. So we're going to have a look at these. I've got a piece of kitchen paper here. You've heard me loads of times, I know, say about my Wink of Stellas. I don't know how much ink there is in these. It is in water. I have loaded these with... Once they've run out, I have used the just water just to suck the water up. That one looks a bit dry. There's nothing coming out of that one. Oh, that's got some in. There we go. We're away. So you can see on the kitchen paper there that it actually comes out silver. So although it's just got water in there, it's washing the mica from the barrel of the pen inside here. When you think you've run out, you haven't. So it's a good thing to just remember just to carry on, fill it up with water, and you can use this forever as a watercolour brush. Okay, so I'm just going to have this just in the corner of the screen here. This is the one that we're casing. So this is the shaded spruce. So I'm going to use this to colour in the holly leaves. So just literally just come over those quickly. It is a darker evergreeny colour. If you think your brush is too wet, you can blot some off. And come back in and just smooch that round. If you find it easier to paint on a larger area, you could actually colour this all in one sheet. So if I wanted to do some of these in the car on a lap tray, then I could actually just stamp the whole sheet as they are and then cut them out when I get back. So I'm going to take some of that into the shadow now because of the light situation. Got shadows here. I'm just going to colour in those same four of them. So and it doesn't have to be absolutely spot on. You're just following the outlines. If you like to emboss this, I have embossed them before. If you emboss these, the embossed layer, the raised area, actually gives it a feeling of a little wall, a little barrier, and it does prevent you going over the lines. Okay, so this is coming through stronger now. Got a darker bit of ink. These are just showing that you don't need to colour the whole thing in. You'll see what I mean with the finished article. Okay. There's a paler one. We can put some darker on and just touch that up if we like. Of course, you could use your Stampin' Blends as well. I like the softness of the watercolouring. All right, so that's the same in all of those. Go over those a little bit more, and now we're going to pop onto the old olive. So onto here, I'm just going to change colours, and wherever you like to put the old olive in, there's some big leaves in here, so I'm going to colour in the big leaves. These ones up here, Just catch up with the comments. 2 gift bags and got 3 prezzies to buy. Then you're done. Oh, wow. Got the wood burner. Yes, I've not lit it today because I've been out. I was in the lounge earlier when I came home. And it was a half-day class. It was really good. So I'm just filling in whatever you fancy colouring in, really. And I've missed a piece of holly. So these bigger fronds here, I just like to go down the middle and then just push it out. So come down the middle and then push it out to the sides. Okay, I can't remember if I've done this one on here or not. I think I did one in a blue recently. Okay, there's another leaf there. So once you've got one done to how you like, I'm just going to go back onto here and get those 2 little holly leaves. There's one there and there's one in there. Okay, so a little bit more ink. Once you've got one and you know where all the different leaves are, then you can just touch those up as well. So between each colour, I'm just wiping it on the paper here. Going back to my old olive just to finish these ones off. And it's very, very easy just to stroke those through and not a lot of effort needed. So it would be a quick one to colour in. If you had them all on production line. Let's use that up. I've always been a watercolour girl. I do like the softness of this. Okay. And then when you go down the middle, literally just take it down the centre and then just the little feathery bits. Just hold that one down so it doesn't go everywhere. And I've got any more on that. No, I think I'm okay. So I'm just coming down to this one. You can still see me, can't you? So down the middle, feathery bits, feathery bits. And fill that in. If you can't, the ink pads are very hard to squeeze, the new versions. If you can't manage to squeeze them, you can just tap that onto an acrylic block or a piece of plastic and then use that as your palette. I tend to also laminate my grid sheets. So if you laminate a grid sheet, you can have a colouring mat, a palette that you can just keep using. And of course, we have, you might have started to see it filtering out, we've got a terrific demonstrator offer coming up, so you need to keep your eyes peeled for that. When the new catalogues can be ordered, I think it's on the 5th, which is Tuesday, I'll be able to get those ordered for you. Okay, that's all I want to do on there at the moment. I think for tonight I am just going to put the red berries because I'm not sure if my gems have all been used. So I'm just going to squeeze this one. Again, they're a little bit hard to squeeze. There is some ink in the middle, that should be enough. So look, the other thing is with these that you don't need to clean your palette once you've finished with it. You literally just keep using it, and when you go back it will just reawaken the ink that's on there. So look at those little berries, don't they look sweet? Okay, and I can see the sparkle. You probably can't see on the camera, it probably doesn't show up enough, but they are actually sparkling because of the Week of Stella in the barrel. I think I've been preaching that one for rather a long while, so I'm hoping everybody's got at least one Week of Stella that they can use as a water brush. Do tell me in the comments if you have. Hi Sandra, hi Claire. And of course with the water brushes, depending on how much ink you pick up as to how strong the colour is. Okay, berries want to be quite dark. Just give that a little splash of colour. And there are quite a lot of them, so there's too many really to put, be too heavy to put gems on all of those. Just quickly colour those in, and look how quickly that came together. Okay, that's just a little bit darker on there. And I've missed one green leaf here. Just grab this out again. Make sure my brush was clean and just quickly colour that one in. There, and we're going to go. Okay, so these can just shut, and that'll be reawakened up next time with some when the brush goes to it. get rid of those. I've got those 3 cut. We're going to be cutting. I do need to just die cut. I didn't bring my scraps over, but I have got some little piece here I'll just cut off there to pop through for a couple of wisps of some of the ferns. Okay, so take that one out. Bring the baby machine back. So in here we've got some of the, one of these sets has got the filigree in. It's the Joy of Noel, I think, because it wasn't in the other one. This one here will cut out the actual little leafy bit, which is just going to break up the surface. Be really sweet. You're still waiting for yours to run out. You're not making enough projects with glitter on them, Marilyn. I must have. I counted once before, quite a while ago, and I had 11 empty ones that I use for watercolouring. Obviously, doing classes does mean that I do have a few more than other people. This might be a little bit tricky getting out of here, mightn't it? So I'm just wriggling this just to get all the bits out. Might need to put this through on the big machine. No, that's not going to come tonight. It's probably because my mat needs changing. Let's pop them on the bigger machine. The big machine with a new plate, a brand spanking new plate. I've got it over here because we are going to need it to put the dotty pieces on the background. If you've got your catalogues with you, you can actually see what I'm talking about with regards to the background texture. I've not actually used these ones, so this will be the first time for this die. So let's give that another go. That looks better. Okay, poke these out. I think I need to have 2 of these. Sandra's at it again with Wink of Stella, yeah. I think that would be on my gravestone. Thrifty Sandra and Wink of Stella. Okay, I'm going to cut a couple of these. I'm going to cut one the other way. Just squeeze that one in there. Now, yin and yang. Pop that into the corner. That's going to go. Okay, and pop that through. It's Christmas, Angela. So it's Christmas. We need a bit of sparkle. We have to have sparkle at Christmas. So rub the, take your pick brush over it. And then just help it fall out. The last bits can be poked out. And I find that if I only need to poke one of these and just get the tool behind it, and then that would just help support pulling that out. There we go. And there's one little bit in there and it's gone. Good, good, good. Okay, so I need these out of the way. And while I've got the machine up on the table, I'm going to put that one back. And then I'm going to take the other set. You can see why this is a collection, because they do work together. Now this, the base panel is going to come in here now. It's going to need to have some of these long filigree pieces. Okay, they are on the sides of the card here. So there's like a couple coming down like so. They are random, so we're going to put 3 lots on here, I think. 1 through the middle and a couple more down the bottom. So this is why I got a new plate out. I don't need that piece of green on there. So they are random. So wherever you like to put them, it's just giving you some texture onto that bottom layer. Okay. Absolutely sparkle everything, yeah. Linda, we needed to touch base because I had to postpone you the other day, didn't I? Sadly. So we will rebook you in. Okay, so this has got a little bit of off the plate. So these are the little background details. Can you see that? Okay, just coming down the edges there. And we're going to put some more. I'm going to get the little bits out of the back of your dies. I can see there are some white pieces on there. So we do need to take those all out. If you don't remove the backs of your dies and they're filled in, you will not get a good cut because it fills the void and then it doesn't die cut the whole piece. So I can't see them on the back, but I can see them on the front. So just brush those out. There we go. I think they're all gone. So I'm just going to take these off the plate onto the floor, and then I can hoover up tomorrow. So these, I'm going to do the same, do a couple down the bottom here. Wherever you like them. In fact, that one might actually be, no, I'll do like that. And then I'll put one in the middle. Okay. I love the textures. I really love the textures. So that's going to go on there. Send me the dates, Linda, as to which days you're not working in the next couple of weeks. That might be easier. Okay, and then we're going to put one of the skinny ones through the middle. Just take those little holes out again. Got confetti everywhere. In fact, if anything, it's too small to be called confetti. It's just little flecks, really. But it gives it such a nice texture. And yes, I do have an order for you. No, they're too small for a shaky card, Linda. They wouldn't really, they're minute. You wouldn't really see them. They would fall out of any little cracks as well. So I wouldn't tend to use those. Right, enough bits to just cover the table. They literally are tiny little flecks. Can you see those? They're literally tiny flecks. I'm just going to get a rubber and just rub out those any little pieces that have just got stuck there. Just distorts from the finished effect, and we'll bring this one back so you can see what's going on. So we're going to now assemble this. I think we're there. We haven't stamped the sentiment yet. We might do that actually as well. If we stamp the sentiment, then we can fussy cut that, and then we'll be done all the little bits, won't we? Yeah. So we need the ink that I've hidden. I've also got ribbon here. I'm very, very bad at having things under my nose and forgetting to do them. So that's just, I put it down to age. So I'm just inking this up on my Memento black ink pad. Stamp that up. And it is fussy cut. So I'm going to run the scissors around that one. And then we have a little bit of the black and white ribbon. On the sample, I think I've got black and cream, but because we've got white card, I just got this thing. I don't like black and white and cream together. They just kind of don't really go. So just grab my glasses. Yes, they are tiny, aren't they? Very tiny. So we're just going to roughly cut round here. So those of you seeing me for the first time with my fussy cutting, I literally, depending on how big a border you want and how detailed you want to go, I am holding my scissors still and I'm pivoting my card. Some of you have heard this time and time and time again, but I'm just pivoting this piece in my left hand just so that I can bring the paper around where I want it. And it is just purely practice. I make it look easy, but when you've got the knack and you just practice, you can do it as fast as I can. Okay, I have done it a long, long while. I'm just coming around the other side, cutting the scissors, pivoting, turn it around the D, up around the top, back to the heel of my scissors, match it up. Try and keep it a little even little board around. And I've not looked at the image on the front of the catalogue, I'm just doing it how I normally do it. So I don't mind bringing those D's around there. Just keep the corners rounded. There we go. So there is my deck the halls. Okay, ready to go on the card. So what I'm going to do first is build up that the wreath on here. Now I've cut this, I'm going to start from the bottom of my card and I'm going to mount. Oh, look, the wet wipe. Let me just cut another one. The wet wipe's gone on that and got ink on it. Sorry. I'll do another one. That's the beauty of live videos. Okay, that's normal weight. I need a thick weight. You get wet wipe and red ink, it bleeds onto your card. So we'll go back to our normal routine. Halfway and then halfway. sort that later. And I like to bone fold these onto a hard surface, not onto the mat. It moves with the mat really, so it's on a firm surface along there. And then we're back. Okay, so we have our mat layer here. And we're going to put some pads on that one. Stampin' Unmentionals. So I have my tweezers, she says. Okay, so these are just going to go onto the back of that layer. I want enough to make sure that that covers. I don't want to see these through the little embossed pieces, little die cut pieces. So I'm putting one roughly in each corner, but in far enough from the edge so you can't really see it inside. And then randomly, I've put one in the middle there. I'll put one over there. Really could do with a couple of little ones, I think. Don't need loads, but we just want to make sure it stays supported. So I'll put one there and one there. And maybe one over here. Okay, and that should be enough. There we go. So we're going to pop that down. Just a small border on here. That is going to be enough for me. I don't need to trim it down further. There we go. And there is our base. So how we're going to build this is I'm going to put a little trio around here and I'm going to have them overlapping like so. And they will come round and make a wreath shape. Can you see how that's going to work? I could bring you in a little bit closer. There we go. So we're going to put the 3 on here and then these 2 will just come in under some of the edges. Put that one out of the way. And then we'll put some ribbon across here, a couple of these little sprigs coming out from the ribbon as we wish, but we'll get this one down first. So I like to go in the triangle like this. So I'm just going to start with one. I'm going to have this end flat onto the card and I'm going to have this end raised. So we go back to the mini dimensionals and we're going to put a few up this corner, just up here. So just keep that near the tip. I'm taking the backings off as I go. So I'll just put a 3 on there, I think. Just stagger them and then Tombow on the rest of it. So bring that over here. So Tombow is going to be on the rest of this piece. And where I want my first one to be, I don't want it dead across the top, so I kind of want that on a side. So I'll come around at that angle. So the bottom flat and this one raised, and just check that these are going to be the same. That can come underneath and round and underneath and round. Okay, we will make a full circle with that. But you need to just test it at each interval because it can just get a bit triangular looking and you don't really want triangles. A wreath isn't triangular. Okay, so another 3 on here. Okay, and then some Tombow. I'll leave everything in place because I'll need them again. You don't like cream and white together. They just don't go, do they? So I'm going to bring that one down and round. We have got a dimensional under there, so I'm going to pull that off and stick that underneath it. Okay, and just place that down and check on this one. Okay, so all the time I'm checking to make sure. So this piece is flat, this is raised, same as that one was. So that will come underneath and come round here. So you've got a bit of dimensional. It's not just flat, flat, flat or raised, raised, raised. Hope that makes sense. So that's coming under there. This is the top end. And again, we're going to have 3 on there. So 1 in there. 1 down there. And 1 over there. Oh, taking the back off. There we go. Took the back off instead of lifting it up. Look. There we go. Put them on the floor. Can hoover them tomorrow. Okay, so we turn it over. We're ready to go under. We'll probably have to just lift that dimensional again. Pop that under there and make sure that we're happy with our circle. So we want to have the sides a similar sort of border. Okay, so that's going to be fine. There we go. So if I bring it up to the camera, you'll be able to see that there is kind of some dimensional going on there. Okay, so flat, and flatten up. Okay, so I really like that. We've got a sentiment ready to go on. So we're going to put the sentiment in the corner here, like so. If you want to, you could actually edge this with some, just sponge the edges with some glue, but we're going to pop a couple of sprigs of this on. I think I'm going to cut this down the centre. I don't want the heaviness of 2, so I'm just going to snip this in half. I'm going to have 1 at the top and 2 at the bottom, which I think is what the photo is showing. So I'm just snipping those apart, and you have a little branch there, and then you can have a double branch down here. So just taking my lead from what they've done on here. In fact, they might not even have had 2. But if you imagine that, it's kind of going to flank this. So you want a little bit of the greeting coming over there. So you want it a bit higher. Okay, and I'm going to try and put that with Tombow. So a little bit there. So this is showing you how you can just case the catalogue really. So we're going to have that one a little bit higher. And then hold this, check your greeting, and we want this coming down here. Okay, so I'm going to have that just crossing over and touching that piece of holly. So again, just the bottom end on here today. It's going to come over there like so. So kind of making a bit of an L shape, not a true L, but roughly that way. And your choice of whether you want to raise this or not, but we've got some ribbon to go behind here first. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a loop. Okay, you've got the lid, get that one out of the way. So this is my black and white. This I think is in the annual catalogue, black and white trim. There is a cream one on the picture in the mini catalogue. There is a black and cream in here, but the cream just doesn't go with the white. So I'm just going to do a little loop of this, little figure of 8. There's a small one. Cut that off. These aren't the ribbon scissors. I've tried to get that edge. There we go. So just going to make that into that figure of 8. Bunch it up just enough to go underneath the sentiment. I don't want them coming together. Okay, like so. So we're going to have this glued on the back of this. So we're going to put some glue dots on there, and it's probably the easiest way to organise them is by putting your glue dots across your greeting, and then you can lift ribbon off your sentiment, off your glue dots. They will lift off, and off the tape. So if you put some glue dots on, a couple on there. Okay, and pull those off. I'll put the third one the other side on that corner. Okay, and now lay it down. We know that that's the right way up, and we want the ribbon to hang out each end. So you can literally just loop it round. I like to turn it over and come back that side, and turn it over and come back that side. Okay, and see how you like it. You could put another piece coming over there. So catch a dot somewhere to attach it to. And then if we like what we see, we're going to pop that there. It is coming over the edge a little bit, so let's bring it in. I marvel at people who can just do this and it just bunches up and it just looks perfect first time. Mine don't quite do that. So I've got one tail coming out, and see what that looks like. I think that's okay. I like that. So now we'll turn that over, and I'm going to put the large dimensionals, the full size ones here. They're going to go on the back, and that will help hold those in place. So you'll part on the card and part on the ribbon. Make sure they're well caught. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 on there. Oops. And there, take that backing off. And that one. So we've actually got 3 on there like so. So we can then place that over here. So we've got some foliage coming at the top and foliage at the bottom. There we go, press it on well. That can go off. And there is our likeness to our one that we've cased from the catalogue. Can you see that? I love ribbon. You've seen mine, Linda. I've got drawfuls of ribbon, and I am using it up, definitely using it up. So it's, yes, I've got far too much. I need to make space. So I will be doing more with the ribbon. So that is a really good case. It's showing the bit of the delicate detail on here. It's coming up through the middle. It's got some more up the side there. My colours are a little bit paler because I think they might have used their Stampin' Blends. And I've just noticed there's little bits of some gold coming out there as well. We could put some in. I have them with me. Oh, I had them with me. I have this one with me. This is our Distress Gold. It's absolutely gorgeous. I haven't got any scraps of that, but I've got a little piece off the edge here. At the bottom, I've got a strip. So if I take a little piece off here, we can actually play with some extra little, these little fonds on here. I'm not sure which set they've come from. Let's see what we can find. They might be this one. They're more dainty than this. Let's have a look. I'm going to use this one. I don't think it is this one, but these have got little loops on them. So I think if we just cut one of those, a little baby one, just move that all over. I didn't notice that. I had the gold with me, but I didn't really notice that there was some gold on there until just now. Another really good trick is to, when you get a new set, I tend to stamp everything. I die cut everything. Sometimes if there's a colour combination, I do them in each colour. I make a card base in each one. We might do that on a live with a new catalogue. I cut a card base in each colour and a matte layer in each colour. That way you can mix and match, lay them out in different combinations and see what you like. Okay, so with this, it's not the same foliage that they've used. There is a lovely punch, a dual punch, but it doesn't look like that one either. I think it looks like something from another set. Okay, just gently trying to prise that out of there. Okay, and that little piece there, poke those out. And there. And there we have a nice little piece of foliage. Out there. See, I think that just needs to have a tiny little bit coming out of there. So don't be afraid to snip these. There is a natural divide in the middle there. Okay, so you can have tweezers. We could have that little piece coming out there as a little tiny branch. And then this one, we can just maneuver that one. So it's coming out here. And just pop that one coming out there. What I'd be inclined to do is just snip out where that stem was. Okay, and that looks like a whole complete twig. You probably can't see that on screen, but that's just where the stem was. So what I'm going to do with this is tuck that one under there. There are some pieces of card there that it can latch onto. So I'm just going to stroke this one here. Oh, bless you. Thanks, Gillian. Just going to tuck that under there. And then the other piece that I put under here. See how I have to have my tweezers? I can't craft without tweezers. Okay, so just hold that there and it's ready in your fingers, ready to just slide under there. Sometimes you might find you've got a dimensional in the way, but just tweak it round and you'll be fine. And if your stems are too long like that, you just snip them off. Don't be afraid to. Nobody's going to know what's underneath. Okay, so I hope you like that. That's the grown-up version. This is obviously the catalogue print for the full size. Okay, we've changed the greeting a little bit, but I really like that set. And I like it with the berries all coloured. Okay, they've left some white here and put some gems on. But a bit of artistic license, we've just tweaked it slightly. So I hope you like that. Great case. Thanks, Joy. Spruce and olive and an empty Stella brush. Absolutely. That's all it was. So just 2 colour inks. I did do the cherry in the end as well, but it's 2 colour inks and an empty Winkle Stella brush, just with some water. That's all it takes. Make sure you put the lid on and shake it up, because what you're doing is washing all that mica powder, a liquid from round the barrel, and you're mixing up the water. You're just diluting it. Next time you'll dilute it further, and you'll keep diluting until it goes to water. But even then, it's a free water brush, so watercolouring brush. I've never had any of them get just to clear water yet. They are all still giving a little bit of glitter. Okay, so it's worth knowing. Okay, thanks for your lovely comments. Okay, lovely to have you join me. And apologies for the glitch at the front. I think it was like it would set one to go live automatically, and I don't think it quite worked properly. So apologies for that. And I hope you like my wreath that I made earlier, that I showed you at the beginning. Really proud of that. That will be on the door tomorrow. Okay, so take care. On the 5th. Now, where are we? We are Sunday. I will see you Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday's fine. We will be back here on Wednesday. As always, if you have any requests and you'd like to put in a request for anything, we are coming to the festive season, so it is really wanting to get those things done. I might do some tags, some gift tags, so that some quick gift tags at that. So just to get your parcels wrapped up. Okay, so see you again on Wednesday, and